Hey, it's Ariel Anderson coaching you in the light and that it's possible for fertility over 40, 35, 50. Today, we're talking about fear and fertility over 40. And this video has been on my mind for a long time and was re inspired by our incredible Angela from Vibrant Immunity. You have to check out her videos. They are really good if you've got issues going on, and she's an MD. She's really great. Anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. But if you're here now, I just want to say welcome into our circle. If you're new, definitely click subscribe and let's keep going. We're here every Friday at 10 o'clock to do a bit of coaching, and if you're coming back, then welcome back into the fold, or whatever. I like to think of us sitting in a circle in my home, or sometimes in my garden, maybe in the future, and sharing ideas, conversation, and you can ask me anything. So I like to bring in a topic like I'm doing today, and then we just groove with it if something comes. I didn't plan this. I didn't pre put this in this week. I didn't. What's the word? I didn't. It doesn't matter. I didn't set it up ahead of time. I completely spaced on it because we had our 3-day exhale fertility over 40 this week, which was amazing. Such a great group of people. There were some definite hiccups and bumps in the road because there was a lot happening in life, and that's what happens. And that's what fertility is like, right? You have a plan, you never do this, and you always do that. And then suddenly things don't work out, and you can get defeated or you just roll with the moment. I actually had to do one of our lives from a car from outside of a hospital. These things happen. But I had so much energy working with you guys, and that's why I show up here, is to be here. So if you're here right now, ask a question when we get to that point, which will be in just a few minutes, or you can throw things down in the comments as you go. I always love to engage and answer as I can. The whole reason I'm here is because I'm so tired of the fear mongering and the pushing of the buttons and the bullying and all that other stuff. And that's why today's fear and fertility over 40 came up, because there's enough fear in the world, right? People fear of touching something and getting something, fear of some people, it might even be fear of neighbors or people breathing on. There's so many things. There's a lot of fear out there. And if you feel that way, that's where you are. I'm lucky. I feel thankful. My fear is not so much around that stuff. It might be around someone taking away my rights. Uh, like in school or, in an airplane. But we're in the end, we're all just being safe. We're doing the safest thing to help each other. So, and why am I mentioning this? Because it increases cortisol levels. What's going on in the world? Oh no, that's my phone. Hold on. I'm sorry about that. Hold on a second. Ironic that it's saying to come to this video. I don't know. That happens sometimes. So basically, what did I want to say? Yes. So we've got so much fear going on in the world, and it heightens cortisol levels. Like we were talking about, even your body, even holding your body, uh, protecting your heart, protecting yourself, even just your body position can affect your cortisol levels, right? And just opening up. One of the things you can do is just open up your chest, and it actually improves your cortisol levels, kind of calms things down, opens. It's that opening to possibility. So I wanted to just mention that, throw that in there, because it's the world is a crazy place. That's one little thing that you can do, is just notice. Even me now, I see that I'm not sitting up, and it's not that you have to be perfectly sitting up all the time, but it's that opening, and just checking throughout the day can make such a difference, right? The other fears that come up is what would come up anytime at any age, as far as pregnancy or getting pregnant, is are you healthy enough? Are you making the right decisions? And I would add into that, are you choosing the right caregivers or support team that supports your values and what makes you feel, or allows you to feel, relaxed and safe emotionally and in your value system. And why is this important? So, why am I mentioning this? Is because one of the things that came up in the last 3 days was, doctors, and, and your own mind, making comments about what's acceptable. So it stirs up the fears. A doctor, I've heard several doctors, I heard it, myself, doctors instilling more fear. And I'm still, it's a conversation I want to have. I'd like to sit down with a bunch of doctors, and it's actually on uh, my to-do list, especially after this week, is really having that conversation of why are in Western medicine, at least here in the States, I can't say for all over the world. I can say Czech Republic, it was similar. Germany, it was similar. Switzerland, it was similar. That we're seen as a problem. And so therefore, rather than have to, in my opinion, it seems as though rather than having to deal with something that's maybe we might be expensive, or going to be too much of an effort, or tarnish their reputation. I don't know. I'm just guessing. There's the let's not do this, or let's just skip to you taking steroids or you taking this or whatever, without really examining the whole picture. And how does this relate to fear? Well, they're instilling that fear of you're not going to be healthy enough. Your body doesn't actually know what to do. You're going to have an unhealthy pregnancy or child. That's a lot of pressure. And I will tell you, as I've said before in another video, about when I was skydiving, that feeling that even after I was certified, even after I jumped many, many times, I always was thinking, please parachute open, because you don't know. And it's that way with pregnancy. We don't know. You don't know 100% at any age if you're going to have a perfect pregnancy or healthy child. You have to just focus on what you do know, is that you do the best that you can with eating and what's in your environment. All the things that I have down, in the description, I've got that free resource of 7 steps to a healthy midlife pregnancy. Well, it's simple and it's not. The fear kind of rises up, and even when you just have an off day. And so I ask you, please give yourself grace. Give yourself those moments of just being a human being, instead of feeding the fear of, oh, I ate candy today. I ate sugar today, so I'm going to be fatter. So then I'm not going to get the vitamins that I need because of that day, and therefore I'm going to have possibly my pregnancy is not going to work anymore, or I'm going to have an unhealthy pregnancy. I think we're so hard on ourselves in the mind, like, oh, that constant talking about, the worst critic, that bully that we are inside to ourselves, that we never allow anyone else to talk to our friends, our children. You would never let your mom be talked to that way, or your dad, whoever it is, the people that you protect or you care about. And yet we do it inside our heads. I know that you have those days too, right? Where you, why did you do that? Or you could have done this differently, or, why haven't you dieted more so that you're thin, so that you're going to get pregnant? And that's not necessarily true. I was not at my most fit when I got pregnant. In fact, my midwives said that women who have more curves, and it depends on the extremity. We're not talking 600 pounds and you can't walk around so that your heart feels healthy. We're talking about some added curves, more or less. I mean, you can see I'm a soft person, and it's not necessarily true. It's about maybe the food that you eat, the balance between the fats and the, making sure you're getting your greens and all of that. But actually, curvy people often have a less dramatic or traumatic pregnancy. I thought that was interesting. In fact, I actually lost weight and I didn't vomit. I had some nausea, but when we were just kind of gross food around me in Italy, and you know, and it was super hot. Then it was nauseous. But honestly, I didn't vomit, anything like that. I was taking lots of fantastic vitamins, getting acupuncture and massage, all these things. And that helped to balance me. And I actually lost weight in my first trimester. And then the weight that I gained was barely over what I had been in the beginning. Whereas the back pain and different things and what's happening with the breast and all that is often harder. Apparently, I don't know. That's what both of my midwives, three of them, said. So I just want to add that in there regarding the fear of not doing all the things right. Let's see. What are you saying, Angela? See, that's what I'm talking about. Vibrant Immunity MD, I was just talking about in the beginning. Why you're so brave to go skydiving. Oh, well, I don't do it anymore. But I did. I loved it. It was that thing to sort of wake me up to, really valuing my life and what mattered to me. And it was also about self-reliance. I had had a mom who was very helicoptery, and there's a lot of love, but it's also, oh, my face is turning red saying that. It's not funny. And at the same time, it's that she wouldn't give me more than 30 seconds to do something for myself, which is the opposite of what I do with Ella. So that I didn't even get that chance. So my confidence was really low. It's still, I'm challenged by that. Always second guessing things, well, almost always, depending on what it is. And so it's important, that thing of like pulling the chute and making sure it's the right altitude, all that stuff. It was just all me. It's like do or die, kind of thing. Now, that said, they do have emergency chutes that go out. I didn't know that. And I'm thankful for that. They're smart. What else? We need to be kind to ourselves. Yes, we do. We need to be kinder to ourselves. I think uh, there's a lot of focus on, oh, wouldn't people be kinder? Can't they be nicer? Can't right? Can't they smile more? I often feel that way. Oh, thank you, by the way, for the two thumbs up. That helps the algorithm and other people seeing this. I really appreciate that. Thank you. But there, yeah, we're it's all out here. Like, couldn't they be nicer? And yet, if you just do that one thing of just being aware of when you're kind of attacking yourself, uh, it can really help. And especially with that fear piece that we were talking about, because the thing is, anything you can do, anything you can do to help your hormones to feel at peace is going to give you a higher chance of pregnancy. It's an easier path on fertility because, well, we know hormones play a huge part. It's interesting. I had this conversation with an integrated medicine doctor, and she was saying that when she looks at my history going through, especially the last few years, um, and in my relationship with my husband, that she said, wow, there's no way your body, what happens is, especially in the last year, one of the things that we all have to work on, honestly, is working with that fear that's bubbling around and, you know, filtering when you need to and finding your way to, we were talking about this yesterday, to respond versus react to what's happening in the moment. The more there can be that grounding of, finding your grounding space so that you don't kind of every time something goes on, it makes a big difference. My integrated medicine doctor said, yeah, there's been so many things going on that your body, my body, actually is saying, oh, cortisol's the thing, and progesterone, which we need, uh, kind of gets pushed out, or you would explain this better, I'm sure, Angela, but basically my body is choosing, cortisol over progesterone. And therefore it made sense. That was part of the piece of not getting pregnant, because I was so afraid of the bonus family, afraid of what people would think, afraid of, the doctors. I didn't, and even now I have PTSD about going to the doctors because of my experience with my pregnancy. That said, it taught me to get the best advocate for myself, and that it helps you to uh, know clearly what your value system is, what is important to you, what is worth fighting for, and not even fighting for, just standing for, because you don't need to fight, but to stand for. And I know in previous videos we've talked about, your support circle so that you can relax into it. We talked before about the partnership and allowing them to stand up for you and to do things and allowing them to do it in their own time. And today, talking about how to work with fears that come up. Part of that is knowledge. Part of that is just having that place inside of you where you can come into when the fear pops up. So instead of engaging with that cortisol and the other things that are shifting around in your body, not helping your immunity, right, Angela? uh, you can come into your own space. We talked these last 3 days about breathing, how that can be important. Maybe you have another daily practice. Uh, what are there any questions about anything or comments, something that you'd love to talk about? I'm just sort of rambling on about fear because I feel like it's so buzzing around right now. Uh, and Angela, I appreciated that you were talking about this with immunity, because immunity, fertility, uh, sanity, all of these things are affected by fear. Fear of what other people think. If I'm thinking about all the things that might be buzzing in your head at different moments, it would be fear that you're making a mistake, even though you feel driven and destined to have a child. Am I making a mistake? Am I going to have that unhealthy baby? Am I making a mistake? Is it going to affect the fear of it affecting your relationship? I think partners deal with that a lot. I think we do when we're in midlife and we've had this life up until this moment. It's, things are going to be different. Fear of what that might look like. There's a lot there. It's such a big topic. We could spend a whole day on fear. I think maybe Angela and will do that. Who knows, right? That could be amazing. Uh, yeah. Anyway, we're here at 10:17, and I'm on a bit of a rolling, rambling, looking up at the blue sky and the gorgeous red leaves as it's fall here in the Northern Hemisphere, and wondering if there's anything that I can do to support you in your journey to alleviate fear, to come into your calm, fertile, receptive space. Uh, I'm here because of you. I'm here because of Angela. She knows she inspired me to connect more with all of you, and I appreciate that. And I'm wondering, yeah, just what is being asked for. So if you have any questions now or on the replay, definitely put them in the comments. I do answer my comments myself, and I'm here. I'm here because I don't want you to. I don't want to hear any more about women afraid to give birth over 40, over 50. If you're feeling that destined, there's something there, and that's about that trust. I want to be a part of, and you being here, you're a part of rippling that out to women who feel destined, families who feel destined to have children. There's a reason. Your kids are going to make the world a better place just by being who they are, just like you being here on this planet makes the world a better place, just simply by the opening to the awareness of what's next. Any education, any information, watching the signs. That's about you. You're making the difference. Not about something you have to do, some grand thing. It's about being here and being yourself. Vibrant Immunity, MD. In my experience, fear is a big blocker to fertility. Absolutely. Huge. I had talked about that on the first day of the 3-day Excel, right? Uh, I talked about my own family story and fear about the relationship to men and women in the world because of, being Armenian and all of that. And, that I didn't even realize it was, been around for a while, that sort of fear of feeling safe. Am I safe to have a child? We had it coming as like the bonus family was triggering that. Inside of our own family was like all this fear, oh, you're too old and this is what happened to cousin da da da. But meanwhile, I have other cousins who had kids at 50 and 55 who were perfectly healthy. It happened naturally. So it's about who do you choose, or where do you choose to connect in with, right? What truth is your truth? Because we can find, you and I can find uh, validation for whatever we're focused on. You guys know that phrase, like from when I lived in Hawaii, it's let's see if I get it right, Makai. I'll have to look it up for next time, which means energy flows where attention goes. So attention to this cousin who had the horrible pregnancy and birth. So sure, we can move that direction, or you can be like, look, Ariel, I won't name all the other names, um, J and W, and I'm thinking about different clients, and these people had a different experience, and so will you. That's why I'm here, is that reminder that, look, it's happened. All you need is evidence of one person who's done it before. And if there's more, then great, right? And absolutely, fear can be a huge blocker to fertility in the way that, uh, where you're focusing, how you're managing the fear is like the stress thing that we've talked about since the beginning. You have to find a way to manage stress in a way that works for you. It's not going to be my way or her way or their way, your way. What is the way for you to manage when these emotions, these feelings, this stress comes? Because if that doesn't happen, neither is fertility. I'm going to just say it straight. It's not that it has to be perfect. It's just life isn't going to be perfect. Things aren't going to be calmer. It's about you and your body and your energy, and you're going to find that way. And I'm going to keep giving you ideas, and you're going to stay open and just ask for the signs, right. What's around? What do I need to know? Okay. Oops, that's a reminder. uh when I actually sat down to map out what fears I had, I was shocked about how many things I had allowed to block my fertility. Amazing. Some of the fears are so deeply hidden, subconscious, that we're not aware they're affecting us. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so strong. And that's where the layers come underneath. That's why, we're kickstarting things here when we meet each other. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I sometimes forget that I have to do YouTube on, on the computer. And, we'll, maybe when there are 500 more of you, I'm going to take you to all kinds of great places. That's just a YouTube thing. So yeah, the subconscious is really powerful. And the thing is that, we're giving these little kickstarts here. You are as well, Vibrant Immunity MD. You're giving these, kickstarts to kind of get people working and thinking on things. And then you're the only one who can really make it happen. I mean, that's the thing with coaching or with, shedding the light. I can shine the light, but you still have to be the one to walk forward. And I know life is busy and full. And I know this means a lot to you. And so make space, even the tiniest space, for the things that allow you to feel your center and your calm, and brush away that fear and stress and bring in that immunity. And yes, immunity and fertility. See, I'm looking at your immunity, because there are many layers. And you only have to just sort of peel it back like an onion slowly, and sort of work with one thing, and then slowly again and kind of work with that thing. First, self, body, partnership, family, however you want to work with. Everybody's story is absolutely, your story is unique. So I can't say the exact formula for you. And I can say that as you peel things away and you work with those things, your body feels safe. It does feels less fear, less stress. It says, exhales and says thank you. So yeah, that's what I have to say today. Any other questions or comments? We're going to sign off pretty soon here. It's been a beautiful week of lives, and um, I always feel like so many things start to bubble around when we're sitting here, even though it's just me and some beautiful, real and honest comments here. I just want to say thank you for sharing your thoughts, for being here in this space. And I look forward to being here next week, next Friday, like we do every Friday at 10. And just for information from now on, events that I do, everything will start at 10. That's my number. I'm going to do 10. Maybe it'll be 11 someday, but no, I think 10 is good for around the world. And if we do something different, we'll see. And otherwise, keep being who you are. Keep listening for the signs. Listen to your body for when it's telling you some hint of something to do, even when it seems a little crazy. Maybe try it if it feels right, and do one thing today that feeds not your fear, but your soul, your space, your body. Whether it's having that favorite cup of tea, taking parking a little further away from where you need to go so you get to walk through the trees, whatever it might be. Have that favorite thing, and yeah, just keep coming back to yourself and come back here. This is your circle. I'm here for you. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Vibrant Immunity, and the non faces that I see here right on the screen. I just see numbers and a little generic little head there. I do miss seeing faces. That was so great this week on Zoom at the last day. I just love seeing your faces, and I respect so much your journey and how that's coming through. And yeah, just keep having grace for yourself, and know that emotions happen, hard days happen. You've done nothing wrong. You are doing the best that you can, and your story is exactly the thing that is attracting your baby. I'm Mariel Anderson, coaching you to the path that you're meant to for your fertility over 40. And I'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Take care. Bye.